tiempo, pero a ver, tuvo el gol y no mucho más. En sí quisiera hacer uno de sus mejores partidos del minuto 35 hasta los 120, lo dominó por completo. Estaba visto que el gol tarde o temprano iba a llegar. Pero el Madrid logra el cometido, se van a finales y los penales arrancan horrible porque arranca partido. Pero las remontadas del Madrid de Champions también aplican en la tanda de penal. En este caso, gracias al...
Okay, let's begin here. I think you are this one. Okay, so we had B3. Let's see. Mm. See here. What did we do last class? Mm. Let's go. Past perfect. Infinitives after adjectives and nouns. Okay, so I have this. So we finished on March the 20th. 1, 2, 3, 4, what is okay. All right. Okay, so did we start classes on March the 4th? Do you remember that?
I think yes, mister.
Yes, we did. 26, the 8th, 13, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 27, 20, and the first.
We didn't have classes on March 29th,
Yes, that's right. We didn't. Yes, I
but
remember that.
March 28th, tampoco.
Okay. Yes, we didn't have the March 28th, 29th. So we need to redo that. But let's so today we were gonna review, I think that let's see here. So repeat this past perfect. So let's continue. Did we do this?
Uh, no, mister.
Okay, let's begin.
Hello, it's nice to see you again. Today, it's time to learn about infinitives after adjectives and nouns. We use these a lot in English, and they're pretty easy to understand. Are you ready to begin? Okay.
Let's please read.
As you know, we can use the infinitive after certain verbs, but we can also use the infinitive after certain adjectives. Are you ready to go? Many of these adjectives describe a feeling about the action in the infinitive. Talia was anxious. It's anxious, mister.
Anxious. Yes, it's correct.
Was anxious to work on the story. We can also use the infinitive after some nouns. The noun plus the noun plus infinitive combination often expresses necessity or advice. I have a confession to make. Why don't we just take a little time to enjoy ourselves? Here are some more examples. Do you have permission to go? She's the person to ask. I have a test to study for. It's time to leave.
Okay. So here, we can use the infinitive after certain verbs, right? So, I think I'd send you a list, didn't I?
Of verbs?
Yes.
Yes, there are 700 verbs.
No, that's the list of words, but you can use the infinitive after certain verbs. Let me see. I think I sent you something. It wasn't the link. Hold on. Here. Here it is. Remember this? I sent you this.
Yes, mister.
Yes, so we have some verbs that are followed by gerunds and others that are followed by infinitive, right? So here's the list. Okay, you have it here. I'm gonna resend this to you. WhatsApp. Okay, so here they mention that they say, as you know, we can use certain infinitives. We can use the infinitive after certain verbs, but we can also use the infinitive after certain adjectives. Are you ready to go? Many of these adjectives describe the feeling about an action, about the action in the infinitive. Talia was anxious to work on the story. Okay, so anxious is an adjective, right? And after the adjective, we can use to work. That's an infinitive. I was anxious to talk to you, something like that, we could say. I was anxious to talk to you. Okay, so in that case, it's the same. After the adjective, we use the infinitive. Okay, uh, are you ready to go? Ready? What's ready? Is ready a verb?
No.
It's an adjective, right? It's not a
Yes.
verb. Are you ready to go? Here, so we can use it after certain adjectives. Okay, any question number one?
No, mister.
Okay, great. So let's move on to number two. We can also use the infinitive after some nouns. The noun plus infinitive combination often expresses necessity or advice. I have a confession to make. So here we can also use the infinitive after some nouns. Okay, I have a confession to make. This expresses necessity or advice. Why don't we just take a little time to enjoy ourselves? Okay, so confession is a noun. I have a confession. Okay, it's a noun. And after that, we can also use the infinitive. And here you have also some examples. Do you have permission to go? Do you have permission? Permission is a noun. To go, she's the person to ask. Here, the person, it's a noun. She's the person. I have a test to study for. It's time to leave. Okay, so after the noun, you can also use the infinitive.
Okay.
This expresses necessity or advice. Okay, so any questions in number 2?
No, mister.
Okay, so here you have, and I'm gonna send you this link to the WhatsApp. Nouns. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Nouns followed by infinitive. Okay, so here you have some list of nouns that are followed by infinitives. Like advice, his advice to continue was good. So this is a noun, and this noun is followed by an infinitive. Also the noun appeal, attempt, chance, decision, desire, dream, goal, motivation, need, opportunity, order, permission, plan, preparation, proposal, recommendation, refusal, reminder, request, requirement, suggestion, tendency, wish, way. Okay, so you have all of them as possibilities. Okay, let's read 3 and 4, please.
We also use infinitives after adjective plus noun combinations. That's an easy mistake to make. Jackie really wants to be famous, but it's a high price to pay for fame. We often use for plus a noun or pronoun before the infinitive. When we include the subject of the infinitive, it's important for the Federation to hear the recording. It's time for us to go.
Okay, so we can also use infinitives after adjective plus noun combination. That's an easy mistake. So what's here the adjective and what's here the noun?
Mm, and easy, the adjective mistake noun.
Yes, that's right. Then Jackie really wants to be famous. Okay, so he really wants to be famous, but it's a high price to pay for fame. Okay, here, really wants to be. Okay, this is what is wants? Is it an adjective, a noun, a verb? What is not wants?
And no, it's a verb.
It's a verb. Yes. Don't get confused here. It's a verb. So
Yes,
it's a verb followed by an infinitive.
yes.
And here, high price. Is it a verb or is it a noun?
Is it a noun?
Noun. And high,
It's an adjective.
that's right. It's a high price to pay. Okay, so this is like the combination there. So that's that's the first part. Okay. Then you have, we often use for plus a noun or pronoun before the infinitive when we include the subject of the infinitive. It's important for the Federation to hear the recording. Okay, so what is important?
An
Is
adjective.
it a noun? An adjective, a verb? What's important?
It's an adjective.
It's an adjective. Great. So it is important for, and you include here the noun or pronoun, in this case, federation, or for them, hear the recording, or it's time for us to go. Okay. Uh, it was significant for me to hear them talk about that topic. It was significant for me to hear them talk about that topic. So significant is an adjective. This is the verb be. For me, that would be like we include this case, this pronoun to hear them, and we include the infinitive, right? To hear them talk about that topic. Okay, any questions with number 4?
No, mister.
Okay, great. So we didn't have homework, okay? So that's something very important. We didn't have homework. I think that the
Okay.
last class, didn't we have the test? Last class?
Uh,
No, right?
no, mister. No.
Okay. We only advanced, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna assign you all of this for next class. Friday, 5:59. Okay. Then we're gonna start with B4 and okay, can you please read? Let's read, please.
Listening. Predict the speaker intentions. Listen for sequences of actions. Listen for ideas that show people's relationships. Listen for the main ideas in news stories. Speaking. Identifying a problem. Suggesting a course of action. Responding to a suggested course of action. Committing to a course of action. Grammar. Future in the past. Passive causative. Reported statements. Pronunciation. Stress in words with how can I pronounce that word?
Uh, uh, this one?
Prefixes? No,
Prefixes.
prefixes.
Yeah, prefixes, yes.
Okay. Stress in words with prefixes. The voice th sound in this. Reading and vocabulary. Getting the meaning from context. Understanding main ideas and details. Writing. Pre-writing technique. Make an outline. Task. Retell a traditional story. Skill. Use chronological order. Draw a conclusion.
Okay, any questions regarding vocabulary or anything?
What does mean prefixes?
Prefixes is like prefijos.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like something that is before, right?
Yes.
Before the word. Stress in the word with prefixes. Okay, so
And make an outline in
make an
writing.
outline. So that would mean that like to would be like I believe it's like to make a plan.
Make plans.
Yes, like bosquejo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hacer un bosquejo, make an outline, like a plan, un esquema. Hacer un
Okay,
esquema.
okay, mister.
Un esquema, ¿no? O sea, ¿sabes lo que es un esquema, no?
Sí.
Un esquema, un plan, digamos. Okay, any other questions?
No, mister.
Okay, great. Let's move on. Let's read unit summary.
Earlier?
Yes, read, please.
Okay. Video listening. Watch the video and answer question about the information and ideas in it. Learn more about body language and other cultural aspects of the video. Vocabulary. Learn the meanings and usage of these phrases with clear a debt, clear space, clear someone's name, clear something with someone, clear the air, clear the decks, clear the table, clear the way, clear your head, clear your throat. Speaking. Learn expressions you can use to identify a problem. Something's wrong with the recording, suggest a course of action. Did you check that the recording light was on? Responding to a suggested course of action. No, maybe that's what's wrong. Commit to a course of action. I'll do that now. Grammar. Learn to express yourself using future in the past. I was just going to call you. Passive causative. I had the tape player cleaned last week. Reported statements. Jackie said that she had posed as a Kicks executive. Task listening. Listen to the stories on the evening news. Choose the newspaper headline that matches each story. Pronunciation. Practice your pronunciation of stressing words with prefixes a, b, d, x, in, and re. The voice th sound in these, that, this together. Reading. Read a traditional Taoist story that both educates and entertains. On the web, research traditional stories, read a story you like.
Okay, great. Any questions here?
Mm,
Or no questions?
um, no, mister.
No? Everything clear? Any word? Nothing?
In
Clear?
vocabulary, that phrases is something that uh, the USA people use in in their lives.
Uh, I don't understand your question.
Sí, eso del vocabulario, esas palabras, es lo que la gente nativa del idioma inglés
Ah,
utiliza en su día a día o es
yes. Clear
solo es
that.
solo es algo como que usan en su día a día o es gramáticamente correcto.
I think it's grammatically correct.
Ok,
Clear a depth, yes. Clear a space, definitely. Clear someone's name. That means that you're trying to verify and you're trying, it's grammatically correct. Clear someone's name. It's like you are trying to prove somebody's innocent. Limpiar el nombre. Clear
ok,
something where someone, yes. Clean the air, yes. Clean the decks, clean the table, clean the way, clean your head, clean your, clear, oh, it's clear. Clear the way, clear your head, clear your throat. Yes, everything. But not all of them you use, like clear your head, clear the way, clear the table. Yes, it's definitely grammatically correct. Okay.
ok.
Any other question?
No, mister, that's all.
Okay, great. So let's move on to grammar. Okay, I'm gonna assign you this homework. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna assign everything for Monday, okay, so that you have more time.
Okay, mister.
Okay, so it's not so much, but I'm gonna send everything right now. Okay, everything, so that we finish module. But it's gonna be for Monday, so that you don't have like a lot of. You're gonna have a lot of time. Okay, so yes, sign for Monday. 5:59, great. Okay, so there you have it. We're gonna do grammar. And let's please read.
Hi! Guess what I did last night? I was going to stay home and watch TV, but I went to a soccer game instead. Was going to is an example of the future in the past. Let's learn about this form.
Okay, so let's read, please.
We use the future in the past to talk about future plans that we made in the past. I was just going to call you. This means that Tony had planned to call Talia. Most of the time, we use the future in the past to talk about planned events that didn't happen. In the example, Talia had planned to check that the recording function on her app was on, but she didn't do it.
Great. So we use future in the past to talk about plans that we made. I was just gonna call you. This means that I was going to call you. This means that you wanted to call and that was a plan. Okay? So let's let's write something else. I knew the dog was going to bark as soon as the mailman walked up. Okay, that's another sentence. That's future in the past. Okay, whether your thoughts about the future were correct or not, doesn't matter. Okay, you knew, like you thought this was gonna happen, regardless of if it happened or not. Okay, it could have happened, could have not happened. Okay, so we use these like for future plans we made in the past or predictions, let's call it. Most of the time we use the future in the past to talk about plans, events that didn't happen. Okay, so sometimes or most of the times events that didn't happen. Like in the example, Talia had planned to check that recording function on her app was on, but she didn't do it. Okay. In the example, Talia had planned to check the recording function on her app. Planned to check that the recording app was on, but she didn't do it. Okay, so uh let's see. I'm gonna write another example here. I had a feeling they were going to back out of the deal. Okay, so most of the times it's something that didn't happen. But in this case, we don't know. Okay, so it's probable that didn't happen, but could have happened. I had a feeling they were going to back out of the deal. I don't know if you have any questions here.
No, mister.
Okay, let's move on. Let's read number 3.
We formed the future in the past with was or were plus going to plus the base form of the verb. Tony was going to listen to the recording. Amy and John were going to listen to.
Great. We thought she was thought so. We thought he was going to ride with us. She said she wasn't going to go because she missed practice last week. We figured you weren't going to come because you sprained your ankle. Okay, so these are more examples of future in the past. We figured you weren't going to come because you sprained your ankle. She said she was gonna go because she missed practice last week. We thought she was going to ride with us. Ride. Okay. Or the whole crowd knew he was going to break the record. Okay, so here you have more examples. Any questions regarding anything, vocabulary, or grammatically?
Uh,
No or yes?
no, mister. Crowd means like a lot of people.
Crowd, yes. Crowd is a lot of people.
Okay.
Like big
That,
crowd, it's like el público.
okay. It's all okay, mister.
What?
It's all clear, mister.
Okay, okay, great. Let's continue here. Let's move on to passive causatives.
Hello. Next weekend, I'm going to have my apartment painted. I don't have time to paint it myself, so I hired someone to do it for me. Have my apartment painted is an example of the passive causative. Let's learn about this form.
Let's please read.
We use the passive causative to talk about services that another person does for us. I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty. This means that Dean asked his sister Jackie to make Nick look guilty of taking a bribe. He didn't pretend to be from Nick's shoes himself. We can also use the passive causative to talk about something that causes something else to happen. We usually use get and not have for this meaning. This is the recording that will get Nick reinstated. This means that Nick will be reinstated because of the recording.
Okay. So with passive causatives, we talk about services that other person does for us. I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty. Okay, so this means that you got Nick to be framed so that he looked guilty. This means that Dean asked his sister Jackie to make Nick look guilty, taking a bribe. He didn't pretend to be from big shoes himself. Okay, so basically, this means that Dean basically asked his sister Jackie, remember Jackie, right? The blonde one,
Yes.
the one that seems a little bit crazy.
Yes.
The brother had or asked her to make Nick look guilty. So Tony says, I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty. Okay, so I don't know why they say Tony here. Who's Tony? Do you know who's Tony?
The editor of the news.
The editor, yes. But he didn't have Nick framed, right? I think here
No,
I think that here should have been like Dean. Dean, I had Nick framed so that he looked guilty.
I think it's Dean.
No, but here it says Tony.
Yes,
But why Tony would say that?
maybe it's a mistake.
Yes, it's a mistake. Should have been Dean here. I had Nick framed. Okay, so like let's see. I'm gonna write another one. I had my house clean. I had my car washed. So basically that would be like have plus the object plus the past participle. Okay, have or had my house would be the object, clean, past participle, right? I had my car washed. John will have his house painted. It's the same. Regardless of the tense of have. Here is will have or had. Regardless of that, it's the same. Form of have, his house would be the object, and painted would be like the past participle.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions with number one?
No, mister.
Okay, we can also use the past causative to talk about something that causes something else to happen. We usually use get, not have for this meaning. This is the recording that will get Nick reinstated. This means that Nick will be reinstated because of the recording. So this get causes something else to happen. Okay, so
Yes.
let's write here. So it will be like get plus object plus past participle. Okay. Like the students or I will get my hair cut next week. He got his washing machine fixed. So here is the same. Get plus object, like here. This is the recording that will get Nick reinstated. Get is get, right? The form of get. Nick would be the object here, right? We'll get Nick reinstated. It will be the indirect object, of course, and reinstated would be the past participle of the verb. I'll have my haircut next week. I'll get. My hair would be the object, and cut would be the past participle. He got his washing machine. His washing machine is the object, and fix is the past participle. Okay, I don't know if you have any questions here.
Mm, no, mister.
Okay, great. Let's move on. Let's do 3 and 4, please.
We form the passive causative with have or get plus a direct object plus the past participle of the verb. Talia gets her hair done at Faustus hair salon. It's salon or salon?
Hair salon. Salon.
Okay.
Salon, yeah,
Or
like in Spanish would be.
yes. Or Talia has her hair done at Faustus hair salon. These two sentences have the same meaning. We use the passive causative with all tenses and with modals. John has his car inspected every year. Simple present. He has gotten it done at the same place since or since
Since,
I
it's
don't know. Okay.
since.
Place since he bought it. Present perfect. He had it inspected last week. Simple past. He's going to get it painted next week. Future. He might have the tires replaced too. Model.
Okay, and let's read number 5.
We use by when we mention the person doing the service. We only mention the person doing the service when it provides important information. Amy is getting her haircut. We do not say Amy is getting her haircut by a hairdresser.
Great. So here, like we form the past causative with have or get, as we saw, plus the direct object, plus the past participle of the verb. Talia gets her hair done at Faustus. So what is her hair here? What's her hair? Is it what is it? Is the subject? Is the adverb? Is the adjective? What is her hair?
It's a subject.
Okay. No, it's not.
The
The
subject is
subject would be
Talia.
Talia. Talia, yes.
Her hair. It doesn't an adjective.
What?
No es un adjetivo.
It's not an adjective. Okay, yes, it's not an adjective. What is it then?
It's like the direct object.
That's right. It's the direct object. And done would be the past participle. Or Talia has her hair done at Faustus. These two have the same meaning. And here we could also use the examples that we wrote, right? I had my car washed. Or I got my car washed. It's basically the same. Okay, so you have those options. John will have his house painted, or John will get his house painted. Basically the same. Okay, I would say that have is more strong, like have somebody do something, but it basically have the same meaning. Okay, any questions with number 3?
No, mister.
Okay. We also use the past causative with all tenses and with modals, like John has his car inspected every year. Okay, so here you use like the tense would be here. Has. Like you could also say like in simple past. Uh, John has had his car inspected. This would be simple past. Or John has had his car inspected. This would be present perfect.
Present perfect.
John will have his car inspected. Future. And John might have his car inspected. This is a model. Okay, so you'll put the tense in the verb have or in the verb get. Okay? But the rest will remain the same. Okay? Any questions?
No, mister.
Great, let's move on. And we use by when we mention who's doing the service, like we only mention the person doing the service when it provides important information. Amy's getting her hair cut. We don't say Amy's getting her hair cut by a hairdresser. We mention like it's like in remember in passive voice, we only use by when we really want to mention the person doing the service. Okay, like here.
Okay.
He got his washing machine fixed. I'm not saying who fixed it, right? But I could say like if it was important, but like by Nelson, let's say. Okay. So if it's important, I could use by. But if it's not, we don't mention that. Normally we don't mention that, but that's a possibility. Any
Okay.
questions with number 5?
In the example of the book, we do not say by a hairdresser because it's something obvious.
Yes.
Okay. And in the case that the example of the washing machine, uh, maybe it's not fixed by uh, a technique,
Okay.
and maybe it's fixed by my dad, by someone else,
Yes.
or and that's because we usually don't say bye.
No, we would say by if it was important for the sentence. Okay, it doesn't matter who that person is. He got his washing machine fixed by the I don't know, by his ankle. I could say that. It depends on the sentence.
Okay.
Okay, so it depends on the sentence. You could say that. It's a possibility. I don't know if I answered the question there. What was your
Uh,
question? I didn't understand.
yes, mister, that's my question.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, but you could mention it. It's not wrong. Like, I don't know who's the person who fixes washing machines. Okay, I don't know if they have a name, to be
Okay.
honest with you. In Spanish, they don't have a name. Who fixes the washing machine? I don't know. ¿Quién arregla
No.
una máquina de lavado en español? ¿Cómo se llamaría?
O sea, algunos le dicen como el técnico de lavadoras. Ahora sale, digamos, así, un técnico de televisores, lavadores.
Yes. Yes, but
Ya,
eso es muy coloquial, ¿no? Pero no hay
sí.
un nombre, digamos. Es muy coloquial.
Algo muy,
No
muy
sé
de
quién
acá.
arregla el washing machine en inglés, no sé la verdad cómo se llama, no sé si tendrá un nombre. Nunca he escuchado, digamos.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, let's finish here. If that answers your question. Okay, so we have, next class, we're gonna have the test, okay, the quiz.
Okay.
When did we take the quiz? Like the
Uh,
B1, B2? Did we do that on Friday, I guess?
the past Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yes.
We did
A week.
B1, B2.
Yes.
And what did we do Friday?
We review the quiz.
Oh, yes, we reviewed the quiz. That's right. Okay, yes, we need to do the quiz very quickly. So we're gonna do the quiz. We're gonna have the lesson on Friday. And
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna do a quick poll and then you're gonna do the quiz. Okay, and on Monday you're gonna have the module final, okay? So